What is up, everybody? For anyone who hasn't seen any of my other videos, this is going to be a full rebuild of the live axle kit because the videos were spaced out and it was just kind of weird. And like part 2, I don't know if I even ever finished it, but I actually have every part to finish it right now, including putting the engine on, the clutch, and everything. So this is going to be a full rebuild of the live axle kit. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all the parts we have and, you know, their purpose and why you need them, just because this is going to be more in depth to help everyone out. So first things first, the axle. This is a 1-inch axle. It's just pretty basic. I got it with a kit. Everything will be linked down in the description in case anybody wants to do this exact kit, because it's very easy. I just took a long time messing around and having the wrong clutch and stuff to match up with it. But yeah, this is a 1-inch axle. So this is one of the other tires. It is a 11x6 U-Nilly tire. I think I pronounced that correctly. I don't know much about the go-kart sporting, like racing wise. I just think this is a cool setup. This was part of the kit also. You can select either the slick or another one, but these are the most expensive, I believe. Next thing that came with the kit are these bearings. These have a like metal block that you attach these to, that you actually have to weld onto the go-kart. I believe you have to weld onto it. I welded it onto mine, so it's already on there. I'll show you that once we put these in. Next, I have a bunch of these lock collars. These two are to keep the axle in place, and these two are to keep the wheels in place. I don't remember if these two came with the kit. I believe they did, but everything will be linked down below, like I said earlier. And then finally, the one that has caused me the most confusion with this kit is this sprocket. It is a 40, 41, 420 chain, 60-tooth sprocket that fits on the 1-inch live axle. So it's got everything you need, super simple. You just gotta have to make sure you have the chain and clutch to match up with it, which I didn't. Next is the chain. I am not sure what size this is. Again, I will figure out what everything is to spec and put it in the description for anyone interested. Finally, this is the clutch that I bought literally yesterday because I finally figured out this is all I needed. I was just dumb and thinking too much about it. The 40, 41, and 420 chain fit onto the sprocket. This will be linked down below. I got this literally yesterday. It's 10 teeth, I believe. And yeah, it fits on a 3/4 inch shaft to the engine. And it comes with the little key inside already in there, which is awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and put everything back onto the go-kart. All right, so I put the go-kart up on jacks, hoping to get a little bit better view of everything that I'm talking about. But this bearing, these are the pieces that it connects to. There's one on each side, and then the axle goes to the center here. But yes, I did weld mine on. I welded it on top because this go-kart I bought for like $50 on Craigslist, and it sits really high. So I put it on top so that the axle will be higher and the body will be lower. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's what I did, and I think it'll work out pretty well. So this bearing comes in 3 different pieces. There's 2 of these and 1 of these, and you put it inside, in between these 2, so that it holds it in place, but you don't put them on either side. You put it like this, and then you bolt it on like that. So it's one piece being put on. It's not connecting through, because if you put it on both sides, the bearing will be loose and it can rotate on the inside. So make sure you have it together like this with the bearing inside, and then just bolt the whole thing on. All right, so now I'm gonna put the other side on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the actual live axle on, and then I'll tighten these up. So now that I got both bearings on the cart, you're going to put the wheels on one side and then put the axle through, and then put the sprocket, brake, and wheel on the other side. I forgot to mention I have a brake too. It's old, I don't know if it'll work, but we'll make it work pretty much. So yeah, let's go ahead and put that on. So you may have already noticed my wheel is already on the axle. This is because I have I think they're just called a key. It's the little metal pieces that go in this little tiny ridge in the live axle, and it's very stuck, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. There are these little lock collars that go around, and they have a key slot too, and these have a 3/16 Allen bolt in each side to tighten them. So yeah, you're going to need this one on to hold the wheel in place, and then you'll have this smaller one. See, it's smaller. It has a little ridge into it, and that actually attaches to the bearing, which is pretty cool. And then that has a smaller size, which is a 1/8 size Allen key, I believe. So yeah, the wheel's already on. We just need to do this and this. So all you have to do is just tighten these up. Try to do it as even as possible. I don't know if there's a method to do this. I just do one turn at a time or a half turn at a time. But yeah, very simple. Okay, so I just noticed this bearing is, the ridge is on the outside, or this one's on the inside and this one's on the outside. You want them both to be on the outside so that, well, I guess you could do it either way, but I think both on the outside would make more sense because then it can't shift like back and forth. If they're on the inside, they technically couldn't shift back and forth, but I just like the security of having them on the outside. Remember to put these bearings on before you put a live axle on, because then you'll have to take it out if you don't, because you can't access it without it, unless you don't have the tire on yet, which is way easier to do. I would highly recommend doing that before you put the tires. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this through, and then put the other little lock collar on, and then the sprocket, brake, this one, and then the tire. Then we're done. Wow, we're actually gonna be done after that. Okay, so the axle is now on, and if you noticed, with having the bearings loose right here, I was able to turn it a little bit and shift it, which just makes it so much easier to put on. So if you're having trouble sliding it through, especially after you get it to the first side and you're trying to get it to the other side, make sure you have those loosened. Okay, so I already put the bearing on to lock this bearing, or no, I put the lock collar on to lock this bearing in place, and I have the sprocket too, and I found the brake. If you can see, I've done some editing to mine because this one's actually old. It was on the original version of this Kart, and if you can see right here, I don't know if you can see this, that's cut off from where the old axle was. It wasn't a live axle, it was just one wheel peel pretty much. These connect together, so this did not come with the kit. I will try to link one of these down below that will fit on this. I might recommend something different because this isn't the most sturdy thing I would recommend. Disc brakes would be the easiest. I mean, definitely not the easiest, but it would be the highest quality, but they are way more expensive. These are like 10 bucks. So I'm obviously going with the easy option. But yeah, there's 3 bolts on here, and that's how the brake goes on. Okay, so I now have the brake mounted onto the sprocket, and this sprocket actually has 2 like locking bolts on it with nuts too to tighten down. There's also one of these little keys that you can put in it. You don't have to do that because of the locking bolts, but I'd probably recommend it. I'm not going to do it because I don't know if I have one actually. Okay, so it turns out you do need one because the bolt doesn't go down all the way into the keyhole, but I found this little tiny one, so I'm going to try to use that and see if that works. To make my life easier, once again, I'm not going to tighten this at all actually, because I forgot I need to be able to adjust the chain like this way, and also, you know, just going to make it a lot easier when I mount the engine. Before you do the sprocket and everything, I'm actually going to mount the engine so that it's easier to adjust the chain and sprocket distance and everything. Hopefully the mount is where it needs to be, but yeah, let's go ahead and mount the engine. Alright, so got the engine on. Time for the clutch, my brand new clutch. Very excited that we finally got this. So if you just saw what happened there, I tightened the motor, which I wasn't supposed to do, and I can't get the chain over the whole sprocket. So I'm going to undo the motor again so that it can slide around, and then I'm going to put the chain on and then make sure it should be good. Alright, so the chain and the sprocket and the clutch and everything is all aligned. All the bolts fit in the motor and the mount on the go-kart, which is phenomenal. Probably not going to happen to everyone watching this video, just because it doesn't always end up being that perfect. I think I measured everything out before. I just took too long to do this. But yeah, finally can tighten everything up now. Also guys, don't forget to tighten those little lock collars that stop the bearing, or stop the live axle from sliding around in the bearings, because that'll be a weird surprise and the chain will probably break or fall off or something, so just make sure you do that. Alright, so I just tightened everything up and I made sure that everything was aligned. So now all that I have left is just to put on this last tire and then tighten the tires up. And the live axle kit will finally be finished. Guys, the live axle kit is finally done. I just tightened up the wheels and everything. If you have any questions about this kit, just put them in the description. Next video we will be doing the gas and brake lines, and then the floor, and then, oh, I need a seat too. And then we'll be completely done, and this go-kart can finally hit the streets. I don't know what we're gonna be able to do with it. I might make a path in the backyard or something, or at a friend's house, just so we can like rip it around. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, please don't wanna be that guy, but like the video and subscribe it. It actually does help, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next one.